Let's get bouncing. Ah! Hello everybody, I am Tobias Murphy for Murphy Music Academy, back with another video, continuing on with the topic of the bouncing bow technique known as spiccato. Now, for those of you who do not know what spiccato is specifically one of two major bouncing bow techniques done on the violin. Spiccato specifically comes a little bit further from the string and is dropped a little bit more than sautier, which is the other one, and the main driver of the bow stroke is from the elbow. Though I would highly suggest, if you haven't already, going back and watching the previous video that sets up the basic movement patterns that you need to master before you can have a really solid spiccato. Now, the two main things that I wanted you to work on before you started doing real spiccato was, of course, firstly, just learning how to sort of control, drop the bow and sort of place it and touch it this way while making sure all of the motion comes from the wrist like this. And then doing a little bit faster. And the second one, of course, being colle, which is just a practice of catching the string with the bow using almost entirely the retraction and contraction of your fingers in the hand, like so. Also, for all you Suzuki teachers out there, a really great way to introduce colle to your younger students is through the variation B at the very beginning of Suzuki Book 1. Now, once you've got those two basic preliminary movements out of the way, it is now time to start practicing actual spiccato. Now, while open strings can be great for practicing long bows and developing our basic tone and bow strokes, I do not advise you practicing spiccato with open strings. The reason being that it rings too much, quite frankly, and you won't get the same level of feedback as you would on a stopped note. However, at the same time, I do not advise that you pick something that won't ring at all. You're basically doing this on hard mode right from the start, so don't play like, I don't know, start doing spiccato in 5th position on your G string or something like that. I would suggest that instead you start with a note that will still give you enough feedback, but also will ring enough to encourage you along. So my pick for this would be 3rd finger D on A string. Now, before we get started in just practicing plain spiccato, there's something about the violin that you need to understand that will greatly help you in doing all bouncing bow strokes. Now, what you need to understand about the violin in the relationship of the bow to the violin is that you can actually get a lot of feedback from the string as when you push it down as it comes back up, sort of feeling a lot of the bouncing comes and is softened by the string going down and coming back up. Now, as you understand this and begin to sort of feel the bow's relationship to the string as a bit of a trampoline, it can soften a lot of that kind of percussive sound that a lot of people have when they first start doing bouncing bow strokes. So if you approach the string with the bow as if you are sort of like a trampoline going down, and then it sends the bow back up. It softens the landing. And then if you combine that, of course, with your good colle technique and making sure that you have control over sort of dropping the bow this way and then moving it with your elbow, you're going to end up, once you get all those things put together, with a very, very clear and beautiful and well-controlled spiccato technique. Now, of course, this is going to take a lot of time for you to experiment and get this put together, because it's an art to put all of those things together in a package that works for you and works for you consistently, because so much of that is based on how you feel. I can give you all the information, all of the basic things you can practice, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to spend, maybe a few weeks, a couple hours a day, not really that much, but you're going to have to spend, at least some time every day trying to work this out till you can actually feel what the combination of all of those things feels like for you specifically and for your body and for your technique. But in the meantime, we can try and practice putting those things together. Now, obviously, there is a little bit of a controlled drop that goes into spiccato, but I want us to stop, and again, bowing back to the original exercise we did, which was this. I want us now to be very aware of the bow going down to the string. Obviously, the amount that the bow actually pushes the string down is going to be almost microscopic, but it is something you need to be aware of and sort of feel out and feel as if you're just slowly sinking into the string every time the bow makes contact. So we'll go back to our third finger here. So I'm dropping it a little bit more. I'm still making sure all of the vibration is caused by doing this type of motion instead of this type of motion, and also making sure my fingers get involved. So if you do this correctly, the initial percussive sound of hitting the string will actually sort of jumpstart the sound, and the rest of the sound is continued with the arm and ends up being this very nice, clear, crisp sound. But you also, when you come up, you want to feel the bow kind of, even if it's just in your imagination at first, you want to try to feel the string pushing the bow off. A little bit more control in the fingers, and you go a little bit faster, and then the strokes going this way will be a little bit shorter, but they will never get to pure just hitting the bow and never get to zero. So a little bit faster. Be okay to throw once you've got this motion down, it's okay to feel like you're throwing the bow a little bit. Trying to do flat hair also helps, because the more hair you have in contact with the string, the better the vibration will be. Until at the end, you're basically using maybe this much bow, but you've got all of these factors working together to make the sound project and still be very beautiful and very brilliant. Of course, there are many different gradations of spiccato. It can be done slowly, it can be done quickly, it can be done, you can do it closer to the frog. I tend to think spiccato is best done at the balance point. Most of these types of techniques you'll end up doing a lot more slappy kind of technique if you do it too close to the tip. The balance point is the neutral point in terms of gravity with the bow. So keep it closer to here, a little bit below the middle. So. Anyway, that is something for you to experiment with. I'm going to tell you, you're not going to get this from the start, but just be patient, work with all of these factors, work slowly, just find what works for you, and you will in time discover your really, really great spiccato stroke. Well, that has been it for this Murphy Music Academy violin technique video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about this technique or any other violin techniques or just violin or music in general, please comment below or email me at tobiah@tobiahmurphy.com. And just remember, anytime you're practicing and you get frustrated, that the reason you keep moving forward, the reason you keep driving yourself, is because deep down inside you know there is no pleasure in mediocrity. Have a great day.